Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Trieste, in this main hall of the University of Trieste. I'm very honored to introduce briefly the session, the very first session of this final conference of the Pacinno project, which I coordinated. My name is Andrea Tracogna. I work as a professor in this university. We will be talking a lot about the project itself, the partners, the activities, and there will be also opportunities for exchanging ideas about technology transfer, innovation policies, and entrepreneurial activities, in particularly those that are starting from universities. But before doing this, I would like to, first of all, warmly welcome all the partners that are here today in Trieste, coming from many different countries of this southern part of Europe. Italy, of course, but also Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, Albania, Greece. I hope I have not forget anything. Also on behalf of the project, I warmly welcome the participants that are representing the macro-regional innovation system, all those people that are involved in technology transfer, promotion of innovation, and in general, all the people that is here to learn about what we did and what we are about to do before the end of the project. Before starting with the working session, I would like to give the floor to the rector of this university, Professor Maurizio Fermeglia, for his welcome to the audience.
Thank you very much, Andrea, and a warm welcome to all of you here in this university. I really hope that you enjoy the weather as I did today and also in the days before this day. Pacinno is very, let's say, interesting and emblematic, if I may say so, project for the development of the University of Trieste within this region. And I just want to underline a couple of keywords that you already have in the title of the project. That's trans-academic, it's cooperation and innovation. I mean, around these three terms, we could probably talk for hours, and stressing the importance of all of them. The big idea that I find as an underlying, let's say, engine of this project, which reflects also the strategy of the University of Trieste, is that we actually, in our world, we deal with three big entities. One is science plus culture, in the sense that there's no difference between science and culture. One is technology, and one is society. And these three entities, I love to see them located in the vertex of an ideal equilateral triangle. And unfortunately, in the past, what happened is that perhaps these three entities didn't talk that much together. And science was just going into one direction, and technology was following somehow science, but was not perhaps giving the right support to the society. And the society was not influenced as it should have been by science. So what is my wish? Is that these three elements will work together more closely and more intensively in order to sort of have a movement of implosion rather than explosion. And perhaps I am biased in saying this, but I really think that the university is one of the potential catalysts for catalyzing this marriage. Is it three-body interactions? If there is a chemist or a biologist in the audience, knows very well that it's very difficult to have. It's difficult to have a two-body interaction in terms of chemical reaction, but a three-body reaction is even more difficult. You need a catalyst for doing that. And I think that university is the right catalyst for that. Simply because university produces science and culture, university is able to develop technology, and society is present in the university. Suffice to mention here the fact that in all universities we have political studies, humanistic studies, economic, law, languages. And I'm very much convinced about that because the big issues and the big themes that we are going to hopefully tackle in the next 20 years or so are very much interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. So we do need interactions and dialogue between disciplines. So going back to the triangle, I'm trying to find here in this region, particularly in Trieste, the different contribution to the triangle. Well, the first, science. Well, it's hopefully, and I really am quite convinced that it's well known that Trieste system of research is well known all over the world. Certainly is well known in Europe. With this very high density of researchers doing scientific work. The second element is the society, and actually the impact to the society of the activity of science and technology, and this is witnessed by the smart specialization strategy, which, by the way, has been discussed very much with the colleagues in Slovenia and also in Croatia in order to understand whether we have some smart specialization strategy that is common in the different areas. And the technology, this is actually what we are mainly talking about here, technology transfer and how to, let's say, provide innovation to the production system, which is a big issue and which is still very difficult to do. But I think that with this industrial collaboration, with the creation of spin-off companies, and a very high attention to what is going to be the most important thing in this respect in the next years, which is Industry 4.0, with the deep penetration of digitalization in the companies. I think that is going to be a real challenge for the future. So as I said, this is actually my idea. This is actually the strategy we are trying to implement in a strategic plan for the University of Trieste in the next 3 years. Because the mission of the University of Trieste is very much taken by a said that was done by Theo Roosevelt, that's keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground, which means that we have to look at things that are very far away from here in terms of time, but at the same time be aware and be able to localize it in our territory. And when I say our territory, I mean Europe. I really think that science and technology do not travel with a passport. And I think that science and technology will be able to climb walls and jump over walls and fences. I really think that this is going to be our future. So I'm really glad to see here and to have shake hands with many, many friends from different countries that has been listed by Andrea before. And I'm really looking forward for future collaboration in order to, let's say, enhance the productivity and the innovation in this area. We are strong if we stay together. So thanks a lot for the invitation.
Thank you, Rector. I think that it's now evident to the attendees that this Pacinno project has not come out of nothing. We are just following the vision of this university that is very well represented by your words. And of course, the expectation of all of us is to continue along this path. And this is one also of the discussions we would like to start during the conference. But before, I would like to give the floor to Professor Susanna Zaccarin, that is the director of the department which I belong to and which most of the people that in this university participated to Pacinno are working in. Of course, you know that universities are structured in departments. This is particularly true in Italy after the discontinuation of faculties. Now, everything, didactic activities and research activities are concentrated in departments. And this is increasing the complexity of managing such units, such structures in universities. And of course, when a department is supposed and expected to run a big European project, as Pacinno was, you know, this is increasing even further the complexity. So I don't know whether Susanna is going to tell us something about the nightmares we had in managing the project, but I would like to give the floor to her to say at least a welcome to all of us.
I just want to say, not remember all these important, not remember the best, the worst perhaps, or the more difficult administrative tasks of this experience. But it's really a great honor for me to be here on behalf of the Department of Economics, Business, Mathematics and Statistics of the University of Trieste. And the department, as Professor Tracogna just mentioned, as the project leader of the Pacinno project, hosted and encouraged most of the activities carried out by the Pacinno project. And these 3 years Pacinno experience provided an extraordinary opportunity to the members of the department to be involved on discussion on very demanding topics, such as the definition and the creation of a regional innovation system in the Adriatic area. The second one is the identification of best practice of technological transfers, and also, last but not least, the evaluation of effectiveness of the government policies for the innovation. And as we can read from Pacinno, from the leaflet of the conference, the Pacinno project has opened new bridges between the worlds of research and innovation, also promoting the creation of new business in innovative sectors. And these are, of course, important and positive results that we can appreciate during the conference presentation today and tomorrow. But let me to stress what I consider the main characterization of this project, of Pacinno experience, for the department and for the university and for the area as a whole. This is the networking capacity of a project to establish connection among a set of very different actors, academics, researchers in a research institution or public and private institution, startup and enterprises from 8 and more different countries. And it's well known that network and collaboration are the main drivers of innovation. And the size of a network and the high quality of the links created by Pacinno during its activities are stable and long-standing result that all of us benefit in the next future. And I think this is one of the main results for the future of this experience. So, thank you for your attention and enjoy the conference.
Thank you, Professor Zaccarin. Of course, it is important to remember that a European project is funded by Europe and is subject to the indications, the directives of the European Union, is also managed through authorities that are taking care of specific aims and objectives set in Brussels, but then implemented at the local level. In the case of Pacinno, everything was led from L'Aquila by the Adriatic IPA cross-border cooperation program. And now we are very happy to give the floor to the representative of the program, Mrs. Rossi. Please.
Innanzitutto ci terrei a ringraziare l'Università degli Studi di Trieste, il magnifico rettore, capo dipartimento e tutto lo staff del progetto Pacinno che nell'arco di finora 35 mesi ha portato a compimento con grande professionalità il lavoro di un progetto straordinario come il progetto Pacinno. In rappresentanza del programma IPA Adriatic sono qui a portare i saluti dell'autorità di gestione all'apertura di queste 2 giornate di lavori organizzati per l'evento finale del progetto Pacinno. Come sapete, la Commissione europea ritiene molto significativi gli obiettivi e i risultati prodotti dal programma IPA Adriatic. Il primo sia per vastità che per numeri nell'ambito della cooperazione territoriale per quanto riguarda la programmazione 2007-2013. In questo momento estremamente significativo per la storia europea, la nuova sfida della cooperazione territoriale nell'area è la strategia adriatico-ionica. Il programma IPA Adriatic ha contribuito in via diretta a finanziare la strategia adriatico-ionica attraverso la capitalizzazione dei propri risultati e attraverso l'impiego di somme residue dei progetti, tra cui anche il progetto Pacinno. Il complesso lavoro di individuazione delle risorse disponibili ci ha consentito di lanciare una nuova call, la Target Call on EUSEIR, che ad oggi vede finanziati ben 11 progetti per un ammontare, per una dotazione finanziaria di circa 10.400.000 euro. Questa rappresenta una grande sfida per l'autorità di gestione, ma per l'intero programma IPA Adriatico. L'autorità di gestione oggi pone l'attenzione sui risultati e gli obiettivi raggiunti dal progetto, al fine di acquisire tutta la documentazione finale per poter procedere alle fasi conclusive e per condividere i risultati del progetto al fine del raggiungimento dell'obiettivo primario del programma, che è quello della cooperazione territoriale tra i territori dell'area eleggibile. Con questo concludo e vi auguro un proficuo e sereno svolgimento dei lavori.
So, thank you very much, authority. Of course, it is important for Pacinno to declare, to present, to demonstrate that we could achieve results, that we could deliver on our promises. Promises that we have set and written very clearly in our application form more than 3 years ago. And this is basically one of the purposes of this conference. I thank you all for this introduction.